guys, it's Kathleen. I'm a yoga teacher in El Sargento, Baja California Sur, Mexico. Like most people these days, we are on isolation, most of us in our own homes, practicing social distancing. So I wanted to share a sequence with you today to help you keep up your home practice and also to deal with some of the emotions that you may be experiencing during this difficult time. I know for a lot of us there seems to be this undercurrent of anxiety. Sometimes it sort of bubbles up into outright fear. And if you delve into the experience of fear, within that sort of nervous system anxiety and a feeling of tension and stress, deep down underneath that, what we're looking at is a loss or a feeling of a loss of control. There's so much going on right now that's out of our hands. But fear is ultimately something we need to feel but not dwell too much in, because it then tends to drain our energy. So I would encourage you today, as we go through our practice, to notice the emotions that may be coming up for you, especially when we do some heart opening postures. Anytime we're exposing the front side of our bodies, there is a built-in response in the nervous system because we feel a little bit vulnerable, we feel exposed. Animals instinctively, when they're threatened, will curl up into a ball or do some other version of protecting the front sides of the body, and we have that same instinct as human beings. So if you're in a heart opening posture and you feel some anxiety coming up, understand that that's a normal expression of what the nervous system wants to respond to when it feels a little bit open and vulnerable. And see what you can do with that energy. Sometimes we can use that to kind of reassure ourselves. We can use it as a trigger to say, hey, am I safe in this environment? If you're in your own home, if you're practicing all the measures that we are being advised to do at this time, then in all likelihood you're pretty safe. And we can acknowledge that we have at least that much control over our circumstances, even when everything else is spiraling out of control, and take strength from that. And notice too that fear, although it's uncomfortable, is not going to, in and of itself, harm you, as long as you can acknowledge it and not allow it to sort of bleed out into some kind of dysfunctional behavior, or maybe fighting with people in your household or anything along those lines. So we want to transmute the fear, but not ignore it, not stuffing it down. So let's get right into it. Come to a comfortable seated position. Find your tall spine. Let the chin tip down a little bit to lengthen the back of the neck, and reach up through the crown of the head, root down through the sit bones. And take a nice long inhale and exhale. Set an intention for your practice today. Whether that intention speaks to your own experience, someone close to you, or maybe just a general wish for the world that we can begin to heal from this pandemic. And hold that in your heart. Maybe use that to displace any fear that may be coming up today. And letting the breath be long and slow and smooth. Know that as you control the breath, you also control the response of the nervous system. So if the breath is calm, the body is calm. Anytime a lot of anxiety comes up, you can begin to use the breath and just notice its movement. Slow it down. Keep it fluid. And let's exhale all the air out. And take a deep inhale, drawing energy up from the center of the earth. Feel it rise up the column of the spine toward the crown of the head. Pause at the top. And on your exhale, empty it all out. Send that energy all the way back down. Really rooting down through the sit bones. Inhaling once again. Draw that energy up. Pause. And exhale, send it back down. Third time, inhale. Hold at the top. And exhale. Press. Good. And continue to allow the breath to be slow and smooth. On an inhale, let's sweep the arms wide, palms up, and begin to rise up overhead. Palms meet. On an exhale, draw those hands down the center line to rest at the heart. Inhaling again, sweep the arms wide, palms up. Palms meet. Exhaling, hands to heart. Third time, inhale, sweep. Exhale. Hands to heart. Let's drop the hands down to the knees. And really feel a good connection between the sit bones and the mat. You can move the fleshy parts out of the way if that's helpful so that you're getting a nice contact there, evenly from side to side. And return to the breath here. On an inhale, we're going to lean forward, open the heart. And then begin to rotate around to the side. And on your exhale, contract the belly, kind of hollow out the front side of the body. And then continue to rotate around. Inhale, as you express the heart forward. Exhale, draw the belly in, really vacuum it out. And then continue to roll around this way. Begin to warm up the spine, get it nice and supple and fluid. Starting to engage that Ujjayi breath if you haven't done so already. What is Ujjayi? If you've never heard of Ujjayi, it means victory breath. It's a little constriction in the back of the throat, so you can just hear your own breath in your ears. And we're going to stop and go the other direction. Inhale forward. Exhale. And as we're doing this, feeling our connection still, keeping those sit bones very well connected to the floor. Still rooting down there. Muladhara chakra at the base of the spine. It's the center it's most connected and most associated with our sense of physical safety and survival. Still breathing, right? Last one. Come back to vertical. On an inhale, sweep up and over with the right arm, and then reach long through the fingertips. You drop the other hand down to the floor. Some of you might be able to come down to the elbow, and then rotate that top shoulder back and open so that the heart stays open. And gaze can be up toward the ceiling. Long stretch, so getting into the right side ribs here, opening up the intercostal muscles. Inhale. Exhale, reach a little bit longer. And then inhale back up. And we'll go to the other side. Inhale and then exhale as you reach. Rotate that top shoulder back a little bit. Open up the side ribs. Keep the heart open. So always shine your heart forward. And then you can begin to turn your gaze up toward the ceiling. Sending breath into that left lung. Feel spaciousness there. Inhale, exhale, reach a little bit longer through the fingertips, and then inhale, both hands up to the sky, palms meet, exhaling. Hands come to the heart. From here, let's find our way onto hands and knees for some cat-cats. As always, we're planting the knees directly below the hip bones, palms are flat underneath the shoulders. If you have any wrist issues, you can take the hands a little bit farther forward, maybe out to the side edges of the mat. So as you know, if you've practiced with me before, always welcome to modify, customize your practice as appropriate for your body. Inhale and drop the belly down, take your tailbone up and reach long through the crown of the head. Exhale, curl the tail under, vacuum out the low belly, tuck the chin, press the back of the heart up. And then continue, flow through a few cat-cows at your own pace. Start really working that breath if you haven't already done so. And by working, I mean just staying firmly connected, pacing the breath along with your cat-cows. So exhaling all the way up, inhaling deeply as you drop the belly down. And then we'll add in some jump ropes here. Jump roping the spine. Go the other direction.
You always want to keep the body balanced from side to side. And then we'll meet back in the center with a neutral spine. On an inhale, reach back with your right heel. Have that back ankle flex so that the toes point down toward the floor, and then add in the opposite arm. Now, if that's a lot of push, you always lift the hand down. Really engage the belly here. And then on your exhale, bring the knee and the elbow together and make a cat back. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach. Exhale, contract. Inhale, reach. Exhale. One more inhale, reach. Feeling a line of energy from the heel to the tips of the fingers. Hold right here, or if you want to add on, bend the knee behind you and then reach around, see if you can find that ankle. You could use a strap here too if that's handy. And if you do find the ankle, then kicking up with the heel, letting the belly drop open. Stay tall in your supporting shoulder. And find your breath. Now that heel, when the bind, has a tendency to fly out to the side, see if you can recenter that. Kick up a little higher, and then on an inhale, release, reach long, and then exhale, replace the hand, replace the knee, and then make some big circles with the tailbone. Back over the heels, come up the other side as you snake the upper body in the opposite direction. And then reverse that motion with the tailbone. So we're still warming the spine up, getting everything nice and lubricated. And we'll come back to the center. Other side, inhale, you reach back with your left heel. Ankles flex, toes point down. Add in the opposite arm. On an exhale, draw the knee and the elbow together. Inhale, reach. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach. Exhale, contract. Think about long back of the neck as you reach. Exhale, connect the elbow to the knee. Last time, inhale, reach. And again, hold here, or if you want to go for that bind, bend the back knee, see if you can find the ankle. And then drop the belly down as you open up and kick up with the heel. Find your breath here. Gaze is a few feet out in front of your mat. Breathing is steady. Kick up one last time with the heel. And then inhale and release. Reach long. Exhale, replace the hand, replace the knee. Go in the other direction to start. We're going to make those big circles with the tailbone again. Sneaking up the upper body. So it's like you're making a big figure eight on the mat here. This also feels really good after you've done some kind of athletic activity. Mountain biking, running, water sports like windsurfing or kiteboarding. We'll come back to the center. And then come up onto the knees. So have the knees about hip width distance apart. If you have bony knees like me and you like a little extra cushioning, you could use a blanket or make an extra fold in your mat. I'm going to just turn toward the camera here. So we've got the knees directly below the acids bones, those bony protrusions on the front of the pelvis. And then we're going to take our right leg out to the side. Flex the ankles so that the toes point forward. On an inhale, sweep the other arm up and over. Reach long through the fingertips for a nice side stretch again. So this other hand, right hand sliding down the leg. And again, always rotating that top shoulder back. One more inhale. Exhale, reach long. And then inhale, come up and all the way over, and then take this hand and plant it on the floor off your mat. It's going to be directly below the shoulder, and then open up into supported side plank. Now, if this is enough for you, stay right here. But if you want to challenge yourself a little, you can begin to raise that opposite leg away from the floor. Have the ankle flexed. Feeling broad crush and wingspan here. Sparks flying out of the fingertips, maybe. Long through the crown of the head. Really engage the belly. Final option here would be to bend the back knee again, and then begin to kick into that hand if you make the bind. adding in a little bit of a bow posture. And then inhale, release. And then exhale, dropping that foot back to the floor, and then we're going to come back up with the hands. Exhale, hands to the heart. Then draw that knee back into the center. We're going to extend the other leg away. Again, the ankles flex so the toes point forward. On an inhale, sweep up and over with the other arm. And then long side stretch. Getting to the right ribs this time. Shoulder rotates back a little bit. And then the left hand is sliding down the leg. Imagine your breath filling the right lung here especially. Meanwhile, the hips are pressing forward very gently. When we're inhale, exhale, reach long, and then inhale up and all the way over, and plant this hand directly beneath the shoulder on the floor. On an inhale, open up. Option to raise the other leg away from the floor, keeping the ankle flexed so the toes keep pointing forward. And then option to bend the knee. Maybe take that bind with the ankle and open up into a sort of a bow. Kicking back into the hand. It's a little bit tricky balance, so if you don't like this, just stay in the earlier expression of posture. Inhale, release. Exhale, lower the foot, and then inhale, both hands to the sky. And exhale, hands to the heart. And then hands to the floor. We're going to come back to all fours. And then begin to tuck the toes, extend the knees, come up into down dog. Finding our down dog first, the feet are parallel, hip width distance apart. We've got our index fingers parallel to each other. And the hands are about shoulder width or a little bit wider. What we don't want is to get really close together here. So give yourself plenty of balance and side-to-side stability, and pedal out the heels one at a time. You can wag the tail side to side a little bit here. On an inhale, we're going to raise the right leg up. Three-legged dog, and then allow that knee to bend. Heel drops toward the opposite glute. As we begin to open the hips, stacking them open toward the long edge of the mat. Knee keeps rising up toward the ceiling. A lot of spaciousness on the inside of the right hip. On an inhale, re-level the hips, extend that knee. Exhaling, draw the knee all the way through. Make a cat back as you come through so you make space for the foot to come in between the hands. Keep your left hand down, and on an inhale, open up into a twist toward the front knee. You can always drop the back knee down if that's helpful. And then we feel a long axis of energy from the heel of the back foot out through the crown of the head. Then we're going to release our twist. And then turn the toes of the front foot out to about 45 degrees. And then we're going to spin the back heel down as well. So now all toes are pointing toward the right. On an inhale, sweep the free hand up over your ear. Exhale, sink down into the left hip. Inhale, reach. Exhale, sink. Inhale, reach. You can even open up into a little bit of back bend here like you're doing Wild Thing. Exhale, sink. Inhale, reach. Exhale. One more inhale and reach long. Exhale. Sink maybe a little more deeply into your Ganesh. Hold it. Breathe. And then inhale, reach, and then come back through into a lunge. Step back to down dog. Pedal it out here. Loosen it up. Chest is reaching toward the upper thighs. And just feeling your down dog. Notice how down dog contains a back bend. So that's why we always say reach the chest toward the upper thighs. On an inhale, lift up the opposite leg. Left leg this time. Bend that knee. Knee keeps rising up toward the ceiling as the heel falls toward the opposite glute. Opening up the hips. And then re-level the shoulders so they stay parallel with the top edge of the mat. Inhale, re-level the hips, extend that knee. Exhale, make your tap back as you draw the knee through and plant the foot between the hands. Move the right hand down. Inhale into your twist. Straighten that back knee, reach out through the heels, forward through the crown of the head. Really feeling those axes of energy through the body, from palm to fingertips, and from the foot to the crown. Exhale, release your twist. Then we're going to turn the toes of the front foot out by about 45 degrees, spin the back heel down, and begin to sink into that hip. Inhale, scoot the opposite arm up over the ear. Exhale, reach toward the back foot as you sink into the outside of that hip. Inhale, reach. Exhale. Inhale, reach. Maybe a little back bend in there. Exhale. Be mindful of your shoulder. Inhale, reach. Exhale, sink. One more. Inhale, reach. Exhale, sink in. Hold your Ganesh. Reach toward the back heel. And then release. Bring the hands forward. Once again, find your way back to lunge. Step back to down dog. Pedal out the heels in down dog. Then inhale forward to plank. Let's hold plank here. Okay, that's a little scary, right? You can do this. Reach back through the heels and forward to the crown. Really engage the belly. Feel that line of energy. Staying tall in the shoulders. Now let's challenge our core a little bit. On an inhale, you're going to lift up your right leg away from the mat. Three-legged plank. On the exhale, draw the knee toward the shoulder. Inhale, extend it back. Exhale, release. Other side. Inhale, lift. Exhale, knee to shoulder. Inhale, extend back. Exhale, release. A few more of these. Inhale, up. Exhale. Inhale, extend. Release. And continue at your own pace. 3 more sets. Last set. Coming back to plank. Exhaling, drop those knees to the floor. Press the hips all the way back to child's pose. Let the forehead come down to the mat. Take your hips into the heels. Turn the palms over. Or you can even take the hands back by the tailbone, interlace the fingers, and then really let the shoulders melt over the knees. Send your breath into the backside of the body. So you want to feel some expansion in the ribs. This is a safe posture to be in when things come up in class. Maybe you want to drop into child's pose at some point if things get emotional, or maybe you're feeling some physical stress that you need a little bit of a break from. You can honor that. You don't need to push through everything. Drop into your safe child's pose. In a posture like this, we are symbolically protected because the front side of the body is hidden and enclosed. Notice that sense of safety. You can also roll the forehead side to side a couple of times to release the back of the neck. Breathe it out. And then let's inhale, extend the arms forward, draw ourselves back up onto hands and knees, and then press back up to down dog. Down dog, inhale the right leg up. And then exhale, draw the knee forward, plant the foot between the hands, and step your back foot forward a little bit, maybe 6 inches, 8 inches, coming into pyramid stance with the legs. So the toes of the back foot are turned out a little bit, about 30, 45 degrees, 30. Toes of the front foot are straight forward, and then on an inhale, we're going to lift up halfway. On an exhale, begin to fold forward towards that front leg. You could use blocks here if that's helpful for support. So if the hands aren't reaching the mat easily, grab your blocks, turn the front foot, and just use them at whatever height is appropriate. And then after you've done your forward folding, gesture, you take some weight a little bit into the front legs, and you feel how the inner thighs come a little closer together, and the sacral area of the spine starts to flatten out. So what we don't want is the hip kind of flying out in order to get deeper into the posture. So weight forward into the front foot a little bit. Final option here for arm gestures, you can take reverse namaskar by pressing the palms together behind the mid-back. Find your breath. Crown of the head is reaching toward the toes of the front foot. Breathe into the hamstrings of that right leg. You're going to release your bind if you've taken one. And then begin to rock gently into the front foot and take some weight there until it feels good to fly the back leg away from the mat, coming into Warrior 3. Now Warrior 3, again, you could use a block here for support, maybe block in each hand. Hands become your prayer. Take a chest expansion. Feeling energy from the heels of the crown of the head. Soft bend in the standing leg. And then if you want to move down, drop the same side hand down to the mat. As you begin to open up the hips toward the long edge of the mat to come into half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Again, you could use a block here. The heel of the back foot is rising up toward the ceiling. Really want to challenge yourself here. You could also hover with the free hand. And an exhale, release both hands back to the floor and dive down into standing splits. Then step the back foot all the way back. And then the other foot as well to come back to down dog. Now you can rest here in down dog or go through vinyasa. For vinyasa, come forward to plank. And then on an exhale, take these chest chin or lower through chaturanga. Inhale up. Baby cobra or up dog. On an exhale, contract the low belly, press the hips up and back. Down dog. Pedal out the heels, and let's take 3 cleansing breaths here, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale the left leg up. On the exhale, draw the knee forward. Foot between the hands, and then step your back foot forward a little bit and come into pyramid stance on the other side. Again, you can have your blocks handy here if that's helpful. On an inhale, we lift up halfway. Exhaling, pull toward that front leg. Bring the weight forward a little bit to level out the hips, and inner thighs begin to creep a little closer toward each other. Option to take reverse namaskar here by pressing the hands together at the mid-back. Just an option. If the shoulders are not liking that, you could also grab for opposite elbows. Crown keeps reaching toward the toes of the front foot. And then we'll release our hands back down to the mat or the blocks. Lift up halfway, and then begin to rock some weight into that forward foot. When you're ready, go ahead and let the back foot fly away from the mat for Warrior 3. Options in Warrior 3, hands can come to prayer. Maybe take a chest expansion here. You can extend the arms forward too if you like it that way. Energy from the heel to the crown. Find your breath. And then from here, we'll drop the left hand down to the floor. Begin to open up the hips toward the long edge of the mat as the back heel flies up toward the ceiling for half moon. You can use a block here with the supporting hand. Keep the hand down on the floor, or begin to experiment with taking the fingertips away from the floor, balancing on that left foot. Don't be afraid. This is where we transmute fear into determination, into committing to our practice, to our posture. On an exhale, both hands down to the floor. Briefly dive into standing splits, and then exhaling, step back with the foot and come back to down dog. Rest here or go through vinyasa. We meet back in down dog, pedal out the heels a couple of times. And then inhaling, bend the knees a lot, look forward toward the thumbs, and either walk or float the feet up toward the hands and take them out to the sides, side edges of the mat for Malasana, yoga squat. Hands will come to prayer. Option here always, if you have blocks handy, you can make this a restorative version. If you really want to get deeper into the hips, then we find our depth. Try not to go any lower than the point where you can still get back up easily. So you should be able to feel that as you're coming in. So we're finding that point of balance between effort and stillness. Keeping the spine long. A little gentle pressure from the elbows to open up the knees is fine. Keeping a little space between the palms here so they're not smashed together. And then we can tip the third eye onto the tips of the fingers to symbolically bow the head to the heart. So you can find your stillness here. Inhale, lift. And then we're going to take the hands back to the mat and simply walk them behind you so that you can sit back onto the tailbone. Bring the legs out front for a little bit of Navasana, boat pose. So start with the feet flat on the mat, knees bent. And we're going to walk the weight back a little bit to start to bounce on the tailbone. And then begin to let the feet rise up away from the mat. Add in the arms, palms face up. Maintaining a long spine, so the heart is staying open here, right? Shine it up to the sky. Demonstrating your fearlessness, willingness to be open. You may like to extend the legs all the way if that's comfortable. Well, I don't know if it's comfortable, but if that's available to you and you like that challenge. And for further challenge still, you can tap one set of toes and then the other to the mat. You don't need to be afraid of being uncomfortable. Life is not always comfortable. And so one of the things we're learning whenever we are in these postures that are physically challenging is how to dwell comfortably in our discomfort. Hold and extend. Exhale, lower the feet down to the floor. Come forward, hug your knees, tuck the chin in, and breathe into the back side of the body. Really send some oxygen deep into the lungs, right? Because we know that the body can feel stressed if it's not getting enough oxygen. That's why deep breathing can be calming. Humans tend, at least in Western culture, to be fairly shallow breathers because we're so up in our heads and not always paying attention to the body. So we can use our practice to counteract that and really get into the lower lobes of the lungs that don't always get as much oxygen as they'd like. And then we'll come back up. Leave the knees bent. I'm going to take the right knee in toward the chest and then grab the sole of the foot and interlace the fingers. If that's not available to you, you can use a strap here instead. Like so. And then on an inhale, we begin to extend the knee. Now maybe you only come as far as extending the knee goes, or extending it all the way. And then lower the shoulders and lengthen the neck, and find your breath. Sending some breath into the hamstrings here. Relaxing the shoulders, allowing those to open up. Now, if you want to add on here, you're going to take the inside hand, this will be your left hand on the right foot, then move it to the outside of that foot. And then begin to open up in a twist toward that lifted foot. This backhand can come to the mat for support if you prefer, or extend it away from the body. And then final option to extend the other leg forward and let it hover above the mat. And then exhale, release your twist, face forward. Draw that other knee in, and then both feet back to the mat. And then moving in on the other side, we draw the right knee a little closer to the torso. Interlace the fingers underneath the sole of the opposite foot, and then begin to extend. Now we're not locking that knee out super hard here, but maintaining a very tiny micro bend in it so that we don't hyperextend. Finding your balance here, finding your breath. See if you can relax the shoulders. And then if you'd like to add on, take the right hand to the outside of the left foot. Release the other hand and begin to reach behind you, so you twist toward that front lifted leg. Final option to extend the opposite leg and let it hover. The inner thighs are reaching toward each other. Maybe you can feel a little shift in the shoulder blades toward the top edge of the mat. That helps with the twist. And then gaze is gently moving behind you toward the back shoulder, toward the back hand. Exhale and release. Come forward, draw both knees in. And then we can give ourselves a little bit of a hug. And let the chin tuck in here. Open up the back side of the body again. Getting into this deep, dark lobes of the lungs, right? Way down by the kidneys. They're not really down there, but that's what we're aiming for. And then we're going to release. Let's do cow face pose today. We haven't done that one in a while. So drawing the left heel back by the right hip. And we let that knee begin to drop toward the ground. And then same thing with the other leg. We stack the knees one on top of the other. Now if this isn't happening for hips today, you might just be coming somewhere around here. Don't force yourself into this posture. You want to be able to sit comfortably here. And then reorient the sit bones so that they're in equal contact with the ground. And then sit tall, find your tall spine. And then we can lift the left arm up and over, so the left elbow be reaching up toward the ceiling, and then the right hand goes around the lower back, and then bend the elbow. And see if you can find a bind there with the fingers. You could use a strap, you could hold on to the back of your shirt if that's more available to you. And then open the heart. Watch out for any sharp shooting pains in the shoulders. Breathe into the discomfort you feel there, if any. Back out if it's sharp and shooting, as always. But if it's just challenge, we can dwell in challenge without being afraid. We can find our point of, our edge. We can find our edge and play there. And look at that as an expression of a playful attitude, as opposed to, like, oh my God, am I going to go too far? Am I going to hurt myself? Part of yoga is finding out where that boundary is. And knowing when the body is ready to test it. And that should not be a fear-inducing thing. One more inhale. Exhale, release your bind. Now to move to the other side, you can simply roll back on the sacrum and then cross the legs the other way. Or if you want to do something a little more fun, walk the hands over toward this top leg, or toward the foot on that top leg, and then simply crawl around to the back We spin all the way around, and then we come in the other way. So we've got the other leg on the bottom. First finding our tall spine. Heart is lifting gently up. And then the right hand goes up and over. Left hand comes up and around, and maybe finding the bottom with the fingertips. I can just on this side, this is my less open side, so I can just hook my fingertips together here. You can always use a strap instead. Heart is open, unafraid. It's always more productive to face fear than to resist it. And to inquire into it. What are we really afraid of? Often it's not what you think. The fear is not always about what it appears to be about. On an inhale, we'll release. And this time we will just rock back on the sacrum to bring the feet forward again. And then let's work in a forward fold. Since we're here, sit with a tall spine, relax the hands alongside the hips, and relax the shoulders away from the ears. Dandasana. Danda means spine. On an inhale, sweep the hands high. On an exhale, melt forward over the upper thighs. Use a strap underneath the soles of the feet if that's helpful. Or maybe you can grab the big toes or anywhere on the lower legs is fine. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head. Exhale, fold. And again, prioritizing lengthen the spine over depth in the fold. So if maintaining a straight spine means that you're up here, that's okay. And then we hinge from the hips. And eventually we'll get closer to the legs as our practice deepens over time. So the heart and the crown of the head keep moving toward the toes. Breathing, still connected to breath, still using the Ujjayi here. And then toward the end of this posture, we can tuck the chin in a little bit and find our final depth. Inhale, release. Push yourself back up. And then we're going to swing the legs out to the side and come back onto all fours, and from there back up onto the knees for a round of camel. Again, we're going to have the knees about hip width distance apart, directly below the as is bone. And then the feet can be flat on the tops of the feet, or you can tuck the toes under if that's more comfortable to you. And then starting with the hands on the back pockets as though you were wearing dreams, reach the elbows toward each other and open the heart. Now this is one of those postures where this heart opening gesture can start to feel a little scary, especially if you're not used to this posture. But on an inhale, we're going to lift up through the heart. Know that all of that is normal. As you press the hips forward and begin to let gravity bend you backwards. Keep lifting through the heart like someone's got a string attached to your sternum. Hips keep pressing forward. And if it's part of your practice, you can lower one hand and then the other down to the heels. Find your breath. One more inhale and exhale. Then one by one, replace the hands in the back pockets and inhale yourself back up to vertical. And then we're going to press the hips back toward the heels to come into child. And release your fingers back here by the tailbone as you come down, forehead to the mat. Melting the shoulders over the knees. Inhale, come back up. Bring the knees closer together so that the inner thighs are touching each other for a round of Rabbit Sasandasana. So take the palms of the hands and hold the heels. Your thumbs will be on the outside here. Sit tall to start.
Then on an inhale, we go a little taller still. Tuck the chin in and then really draw the belly back. You're going to aim for your belly button as the forehead comes down, top of the head to the floor. So forehead touching the knees. If you get here and that's not happening, you can walk one knee and then the other forward a little bit. Don't stress the back of the neck though, and not a lot of weight in the head. So most of the weight is in the knees. The heels are moving toward each other, shoulders away from the ears. Really draw the belly in. And try to equalize the curve in the back along the length of the spine. Do not turn your head side to side in this posture. And exhale, gently release, lower the hips back to the heels, and come up. Good job. And we're going to just find our way back onto a seat. Extend both legs forward and lower onto our backs. One vertebra at a time. Palms can be facing the ceiling. Really engage the core as you go down. We always want to take advantage of any opportunity to strengthen the core here, because why not? Draw both knees into the chest. And then let's take a reclining pigeon here. You can take regular pigeon if you'd like. You can certainly get up and find your way into down dog and enter in that way. But if you're staying on your back, cross the right ankle, flex over the left knee, and then draw that left thigh in toward the chest. You can use a little pressure with the elbow against the inner thigh to open it up. And then if you like, extend that bottom knee as well, and shine the sole of the foot up toward the ceiling. Hip opening postures can bring up some fear as well, not because we're feeling exposed or necessarily vulnerable, but because we store a lot of old traumas, old emotional experiences in the hips. Those of you who practice with me in person have heard me say this many times, and it's not unusual for strong emotion to come up when we're opening the hips in any way. So just know that that's a thing. We don't always have to fix it. We don't always have to analyze it. It's just something passing through our experience. On an exhale, release, and then switch sides. Again, the ankle of this top leg stays flexed to protect the knee that's opening. You don't have to extend that bottom leg if you don't like it. But you can get a little extra stretch in the hamstrings here if that's feeling open to you or available to you. Exhale, and gently release, and bring the feet back down to the floor. Now let's take fish today, Matsyasana. Extend both legs forward, and then we're going to draw ourselves up onto the elbows and let the head hang back. Do not come back onto the top of the head. We're just going to let the crown of the head hover as we lift the chest up toward the ceiling. And then the hips are drawing back toward the elbows here. Really opening the heart of this posture. One more inhale, lift. Exhale, lower all the way back down to the floor. And then we'll draw the knees up into the chest. Let's make some tiny circles here, massage out the low back. Go the other direction. And then we'll drop the knees to the left, gaze to the right for spinal twist. If you like, you could even take eagle legs here with the right leg on top. Option 2, I can't reach them, but option to put a block underneath the knees here if you like. So that you can really let the body open, and also to try to keep those shoulder blades both in contact with the mat. On an inhale, use your hand to guide the knees back up. And then drop the knees to the other side. If you took eagle legs, uncross and recross the other way. Knees to the right, gaze to the left. And then wringing out the spine here at the end of class. On your next inhale, use the hand to guide the knees back up to center. Recenter your hips if appropriate. Draw the knees into the forehead. And really curl yourself into a tight little ball. Get really, really tiny. Wow, let it all go. Relax into your final Savasana. On the back, arms and legs extended, palms face up, open to receive. Let the feet fall open. Let the breath return to normal. Eyes closed. Pause the video here if you like and relax for 5 or 10 minutes in Savasana. Relax the jaw. Relax the muscles of your face. Relax the space between the eyebrows. Relax the crown of your head. Rumi wrote, I am happy when I am sad. I am together when I am broken apart. When I am silent, I have thunder hidden inside. Begin to allow some movements to come into the fingers and toes. Circle the wrists and the ankles. If it feels good, stretch the arms long overhead, like you're waking up from a nap. And then when you're ready, gently find your way back up to a seat. And we'll close the circle of our practice where we begin in a comfortable seated position, feeling your tall spine. Remember your intention from the beginning of class and hold that in your heart going forward today. We'll seal our practice with one final joyful Om. And remember, when we're chanting Om, we locate the beginning of the Om sound. There are actually 3, not syllables, but sounds to Om. Ah, U, and M. So we start with the Ah down here in the lower chakras and allow that vibration to rise up through the body until we end up buzzing the sound at the crown of the head. So deep inhale. Om is the primordial sound. Let it resonate through your practice. Know that your practice benefits not just you, but everyone you come into contact with, as well as the body of the world as a whole. Thank you for practicing with me today. It's always my pleasure and privilege to practice with you. My name is Kathleen. The Divine Light in me recognizes and honors the Divine Light in you. Namaste.